What's up, everybody? Welcome to the GameOverGreggy show. I am one of your hosts, Greg Miller, alongside the producer / seducer Nick Scarpino. He's gone invisible. Now, it's kind of funny live week, ladies and gentlemen. I guess just gentlemen over here.
Yeah.
Pride of Long Island, Colin Moriarty.
Good to be here. Thank you.
Good to be here with you. I've missed you.
Don't rub me with your hands. I don't like it.
Why?
All right, you can do it again. That's
Yeah.
good. Okay.
It's one of the things that you say that, no touching. You mean it. You don't like being touched.
No, Cheryl gets me all the time. I was making her laugh yesterday because she was, she ended up getting a place closer to work, so she's only going to be here usually on weekends now because her commute is like insane. So she was like, can you lay with me or whatever?
Can you lay with me?
Because I usually stay. She goes to bed really early and I go to bed late, but I'm trying to like hang out with her a little bit more because she's not going to be around.
Sure.
Quality
time. QT
exactly. But then she was like, so I laid down with her and I started reading. She's like, can you come over because she wanted to do position 2.
Mm-hmm.
And no, she wanted to do position 1 actually. And I was a little.
Listen to this episode.
I was like, oh, well, I agreed to lay with you, but I didn't agree to be touched.
Ah.
Yeah. She got a little mad. That's it's a long-winded story and really not worth telling, Kevin. But
No, it was good.
But nonetheless,
I'm glad you. I'm
it's
glad
been told.
you told everybody. Over here, the pure one, Tim Gettys.
I don't like being touched either. It's
Bullshit.
a big thing in my life.
How do you guys not like being touched?
I think it's because I grew up with Kevin, and this motherfucker likes to touch way too much, and it's really uncomfortable, and he gets really close.
As Felicia Day described him, disgusting. Kevin is disgusting.
It is what it is. And it's kind of scarred me, and I feel like it's came with me and followed me through my life. And yeah. Like
Poe's the same way. Poe doesn't like being touched. You're all weird.
Yeah. It's
why
just,
you like being touched?
Yeah.
Like, what does that mean?
I mean, like if Christine rubbed my arm, and I don't like when Nick touches me because Nick's got hands like sandpaper.
Yeah, he's
never moisturized.
He's a man. He's a manly ass man.
I have an absurd amount of Lubriderm in this house,
Yeah.
so it's shocking to me that he doesn't use Lubriderm more because it's almost everywhere you look if you just look hard enough.
And it's funny too because like Christine's had me on this regimen for the face lotions, the hand lotions, the lotions in general. Because I never used this crap before. And I used to complain that my hands hurt. She's like, "Well, it's because they're dry, you idiot." And so then like I thought it was just like her as a good-natured human soul that she wanted people to be better. And so when I noticed Nick's hands were so bad, I told her at night one night, I'm like, "Hey, you got to come up with a moisture plan for Nick." And she goes, "Why would I do that?" And I was like, "Oh, I thought you just like helping people. I didn't realize it was just because you love me. I thought you just enjoyed giving people
that is so
skincare
awesome.
tips and things."
So last week, my girlfriend went to Disneyland to do this marathon, and which is ridiculous. Now, there's a couple things about this I don't like.
Okay.
One, she paid to go run. That's ridiculous to me.
No, nobody
that
likes
makes zero sense. Two, she went to Disneyland without me.
Did she go on rides and stuff too, or she just?
Oh,
run?
she went. Oh, yeah, she did it all.
Was
Yeah.
this
She
planned
didn't go to World of
before
Colors, so she
met
didn't do
you?
it all.
Was this planned before?
It was planned
Okay, well
before
that's
she met me.
excusable.
Yeah, exactly. And the thing is,
Is
I
it
was
too bad just
I
to
was
invite you along?
invited.
Oh,
But the
okay.
problem was I was planning this the Kind of Funny Live. We were doing all these things, working really hard and all this
Yeah.
stuff. But then so I didn't see her for like a couple days. Then I do see her, and I'm tired as hell because I've been editing all these videos and staying up to like 4:30 every night.
Yeah.
And then we're trying to go to sleep, and I'm trying to go to sleep. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you want to go to bed,
I'm
not
trying to
get
go to
frisky.
well, it's not even about that. I'm just trying to go to sleep. And she is just like a damn magnet, just like following me around the bed, just like latching on. I'm just like, I do not want to be touched right now. Like I didn't say it because unlike Colin, I don't,
Well,
express my feelings.
The relationship's too young.
Yes, yeah.
Like
I
you
can't just be
haven't been
calling
dating her for a
shots.
long time.
Yeah. So I'm just
Colin
like
and Cheryl, high school sweethearts.
Yeah.
Been together since elementary school.
high school sweethearts that have been together since elementary school. But yeah, so no, that was my life, and I haven't slept for probably a month because of Kind of Funny Live and this incident.
So to bring everybody up to speed, if you didn't know, Kind of Funny Live is Saturday. So if you're a Patreon subscriber who did not come to Kind of Funny Live, you're hearing this hopefully on Friday if everything works out, and you're enjoying yourself. Saturday, we go crazy. We go hog wild with Kind of Funny Live. A million things planned. Then Kind of Funny Live will be in the aftermath when this starts posting on YouTube.
Yes.
So right now, this is being recorded on Wednesday. The first 2 days of the week, I was gone in LA playing Metal Gear. You guys have been working nonstop.
Can you say that yet?
Yeah, I can say that's confirmed on Twitter already.
Okay.
I can give you no impressions till June 9th.
Cool.
Please. I'm like, this is my first rodeo with an embargo.
I know.
So I come back today. We have to do 2 shows, a Patreon Q&A, then Colin's cooking sauce as we speak right now for Justin, the fan who on Patreon sponsored us at the Get Sauce level. So he's here for Kind of Funny Live.
And that level doesn't exist anymore, right?
No, that's removed.
So that's
Yeah.
This is like a.
This is a once in a lifetime
rare
thing.
Pokemon.
Wow.
It's a rare Pokemon.
So we have those 4 giant things happening. On top of that, we heard your cries, love you so much that we bought this insanely complicated soundboard that you guys decided to set up today.
Yeah.
As if there wouldn't be a time crunch.
Yeah, things happen.
No,
It's how we do
we
things.
gotta get it done.
always. It's always the thing. The beauty about the 4 of us is that at all times we all have our own agendas and we all have our own idea of what should be done at that moment.
Right.
And we all do them at the same time.
Yeah.
And they get upset when everyone else isn't on the same page.
I don't think we get upset. You get stressed out.
Yeah.
And then something happens. And you're like,
it's less upset at each other, but it's more upset.
Sure. Yeah,
internally.
that's 100% true.
Yeah.
That's 100% true.
So
because now the concern is, how do we get the games cast fit in today? Because if we don't, then we've got to do it tomorrow, Colin and I alone, which is a great one. But if we don't do that, then there's not going to be a table or a camera or anything else to film with.
Kevin's giving us a timeout. What do you want, Coach?
All right, we got to put a pause.
Put in a pause, everybody. Hey, Nick's here.
Hey.
So yeah, we were bringing everybody up to speed about the timeline and how crazy it's been.
Yeah, it's been a little nuts.
Instead that it's even getting like we have to get all the stuff done today,
Right.
or really early tomorrow,
Right.
so that you can take everything out tomorrow.
Yes.
And then put it up at the Kind of Funny live set.
Correct.
It's a lot of things going on.
That's the
Yeah.
funny thing about us is that
funny thing.
we decide to do all these crazy things we've never done, like the Kind of Funny Live and like all this stuff. But then we also need to do our normal job of like doing the shows and
Right.
getting posted and all that stuff. And it's like it's so weird.
We just
Yeah.
keep touching the stove is the problem. We know it's hot. We just keep touching it like a bunch of idiots.
I mean, it's not even touching. Like there's a new rule, no touching.
Yeah,
but
no touching.
we're just like diving
When
on
did that
it.
you
rule
and I can
become-
still
Yeah,
when you
just
weren't here to
missed this,
help.
Nick.
I like to touch.
Now you're not allowed. Oh, your hands actually feel softer today.
Yeah, I don't.
No, you're not
You
allowed
start. You
to.
start moisture.
Yes, you
start
gave
moisturizing?
me a complex about it, so I started using like this like Nivea shea butter,
Yeah.
like
Damn right you
vitamin
did.
E stuff.
This
My
is-
wife hates it too, just so FYI.
She hates
She-
your scaly
Yeah,
fucking
she doesn't like
man
what
hands.
because you know
lizard man hands.
I immediately, of course, whenever I go to touch my wife, try to touch her like smoothest parts, like the lower back or the arms or anything. Like I'm a very touchy feely kind of guy.
Yeah, you and I
so
both, brother.
The second this hits her like her neck, because I'll try to give her the Nick Scarpino look, like what's up, how you doing? And she's like, don't. It doesn't
The
matter.
Nick Scarpino look doesn't involve a wink. I don't believe that. There you go.
Well, you can't
Let-
see
let
on
them
that
see
side.
it? Yeah.
So anyway, she's been giving me a lot of shit about that. So she's been leaving me subtle hints like, hey, with like post-it marks, use this right now.
Subtle hints.
Very subtle hints,
Yeah.
like post-it marks everywhere. Your hands feel like rock. But you can't break steel, Greg. You can't break
Rocks
steel.
aren't steel,
You can't
and your
break
hands
steel.
aren't either.
You can't
They actually
break
are
rock,
probably
Greg. You
more-
can't break rock.
They're more
True
inclined
story.
to get infected, I bet, because the skin's all cracked and stuff. You can get stuff in there.
Well, I'm not doing anything like anymore.
You're
where I
touching
would need to get
doorknobs.
infected. What's on your doorknob? That's so
Everything.
disgusting.
Doorknobs are gross. A million hands have touched them.
Doorknob have herpes.
Yes, it does.
Anyway, yeah, I heard what you guys were talking about earlier. It does seem that we piled an unnecessary amount of work on ourselves this week. Having said that, though, that's every week.
Yeah.
Like, guess what next week is going to be? Starting keep continuing to plan E3, and that's going to get crazy.
Yeah.
Because now it's down to the
How
wire.
cool are we? We're the
It's-
fucking coolest people in the world.
We're not
We're having
cool.
so much fun.
Mm,
This
I
is
don't know if we're
awesome.
I don't know if we're the coolest people in the
I
We're
world.
think
pretty
we're
cool.
pretty damn
when Kind of
cool.
Funny live is done, people will understand
Yeah.
that it's on another level.
I
Oh.
will say that something Greg said was salient, which was people don't expect what we're about to do at Kind of Funny Live.
No,
They
yeah.
think it's going to be like a live podcast and like kind of like podcast Beyond 300, which was very lo-fi and fun. We had a
Yeah,
great
yeah.
time, but it was like very not what we're doing at Kind of Funny Live.
Right.
So one concern I want to air before we get into the topics because we should really start rolling now.
Yeah.
Kevin was playing with the camera for the last 2 minutes or so. Kevin, are you fucking with things that shouldn't be fucked with?
The
Because
levels look low, Kevin. I'm looking at the levels. They look real low,
Low?
in that camera.
Low?
They look real low in
Hold
that
on a
camera.
second. It was still distorting.
Okay.
Alright? This is not your show. You run live.
Right.
Don't tell me what to do in this show. This is Greg's show.
I'm almost positive.
No. Nonsense.
I'm almost
This is
positive that
Greg's
this is my show.
Gregory, this is your show.
If you didn't know, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Game Over Greggy show. Each and every week, 4, sometimes 5 best friends gather on this table. Each bring a random topic of discussion for your amusement. If you like that, we post the entire thing early on patreon.com/kindafunny each and every Friday. So throw us a couple bucks. Damn.
It's worth
Throw
a
us the
dollar.
fuck
It's
couple
worth a dollar.
bucks.
Fuck a couple buckles. Warriors! We're all
out and
at the wall. If you don't want to give us any money, no big deal. We post the entire show topic by topic over on youtube.com/kindafunny before posting the entire thing for free on the following Friday on YouTube and MP3s. So there was another cut.
Yeah.
Now, we've debated it. What do we do? Do we stop it? Do we restart the show? But I think we had fucking lightning in a bottle right back
I mean,
there.
it's your show. It's not called the Nick Over Greggy show.
It isn't. It never
It's
will
not.
be.
It
Nick
never will be.
over Greggy.
Yeah.
There's something
I
there.
do actually.
See it?
That's
Nick
actually
over
a good
Greggy.
name.
Yeah.
That was a mess up right
Now,
there.
I
but
just
yeah.
want to be clear about one thing. Kevin was saying before this is Greg's show. Now, I want to be real clear about one thing, right?
What is
I
it?
want to be real clear. A,
You have Colin
the
Greg
format
Live.
of this podcast was my idea, and I didn't want to name it Game Over Greggy, but because Greg's ego is so large and unwieldy, we had no choice but to name it after him. I just want to be clear about those kinds of things.
Revolutionary idea.
It was a very revolutionary
No one
idea.
else?
No. I'm just curious. People say this, and I'm a little upset about it. They said it over, like, when I would say, like, the conversation thing at IGN 2. If it was such an obvious idea, why did no one come up with it until I did? Now here's the other thing I want to ask Kevin. If it was such an obvious idea, I want you to name one other podcast where the idea was 4 random people bring 4 random topics to a podcast. I want you to, go ahead,
For the
hit me
record,
with all those
I
kinds
do
of things.
like that the prequel to your podcast idea was you just going, we should all podcast. And for a long time, that was just, you were just like, we should do a podcast at home. And I was like, what about? You're like, about anything. I was like, we need more than that. And then like a year later, you're like, what if everybody had topics? I'm like, that's a brilliant idea. Let's go.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like people are kind of. I'm not looking for fucking.
No, you
I'm
are.
not looking for a first prize
we
medal.
make a lot of
I'm
jokes
just saying-
about Greg's ego. Looks like somebody else has
But
ego
I'm pretty
problem.
sure there's no podcast with that
I'm
format.
not saying it wasn't your idea. I'm saying it is now Greg's show. Greg hosts it, and that's why.
Henry Ford invented the car, and you drive it. It's your car.
Henry Ford did not invent the car.
I'm gonna tell you.
And,
I'll tell you who invented the internet is Al Gore. When Al Gore invented the internet, that's when things really got hot. So we can go back and say Al Gore is actually responsible for this podcast because without the internet, there would be no.
Thank you, Al
podcasts.
Gore.
I just want to give a shout out to
podcasts.
Greg.
Al Gore.
I don't know what just happened in the last 60 seconds, but there was about 3 ridiculous breakouts of Greg Millerisms that are going to be gift.
That's what you got to do sometimes. I'm
Yeah.
back. I'm feeling good. I
Good.
don't know if you noticed today on Colin and Greg Live, one of my best performances of the year.
I didn't notice.
Easily.
I
Come
didn't
on.
notice. I didn't notice. All
Now you do
gotta
it.
Stop. I hate when you do that. I hate when you do that. I'm just sick of being told that the idea for the podcast was so odd and so what a revolutionary idea. I just want I just want to be honest.
That wasn't what I was trying to say. What I was
You
saying
did
was-
say that, Kevin.
What? No. What I'm saying is that I originally.
And you wanted to cut this. We would have never got to this.
I was wrong.
This
I'll
is
admit when
like
I'm
the
wrong.
bone marrow.
I can admit when I'm wrong, unlike Kevin, who apparently likes to just keep
Greg, this is your
riding
show.
that
I'll
dead
do what
horse.
you want. What do you want me to do right now?
You're doing it right now. You're doing a great job. Still losing too much weight. I
You
don't
lose,
like
you
that.
lose in weight, buddy.
That's what we were all saying,
You
right?
look-
First time I can fit in the shirt.
I like
You
it.
look like an
real
Olympic
quick. I like
wrestler.
that beforehand. We're doing the podcast setup. We're doing the board setup, right? And the one thing we're talking about is how this board's so great that you won't be able to hear anybody off the room. And we're like, well, Kevin, shout. And he shouted something, and then we stopped. And we're like, that's enough. And then this whole show has been talking to Kevin
Yeah.
off camera. So we're done now.
Fun fact: I don't know if we caught all of this.
It's fine. It's fine.
So we'll see how it works out.
But I listened to the clip you gave me while we were on that other break. It sounds great. This is the best sounding podcast we've ever had, for sure.
Well, we'll see about that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's a jury's still
Kevin,
on that.
any other alternate history you want to provide us with, Kevin, before we go on to the first topic?
You did put a lot of words in his mouth.
Kevin, who won World War II? Is that something that we're going to revisionist history right now?
Whoa. That's why you...
Wow.
Right?
I didn't know you were racist, too.
No, I'm not saying I wanted them to win. I was talking about Wolfus. I hate you guys.
Can't wait to... Oh, God, in my leg!
I think I saved Greg's life,
Yeah.
actually.
That almost went
My
right into Greg's
goaltending
mouth.
instincts kicked in for
My
just a
God.
moment.
Went
Yeah,
right
you
into
didn't
his
even click
mouth.
it shut.
I was going for the kill shot.
Oh, wow, okay. Tim,
Yes.
what's your topic?
Okay, my topic is very near and dear to my heart. Very, 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 very near and dear to my heart. It is the only thing that's been keeping me going this last about week as we had to Kind of Funny Live, and it's soda.
Soda.
I love
Pop.
soda.
Some people call it
Pop.
pop. Midwest
no
calls,
one
it
calls
pop.
it pop.
Midwest calls it pop.
Midwest
I'm
calls
gonna
it
go get a
pop.
pop.
A lot of
Nope.
people call
Pop it up.
Not a real thing.
Pop.
Pop.
You call it pop?
I don't call it pop.
But you understand that it's pop. If I said I wanted
call
a pop,
pepperoni pep.
No, if you said you wanted a
You don't
pop,
call pepperoni
I'd be like,
pep.
what the
I
hell's
call it
wrong
pep
with
all the
you?
time, and people laugh at me when I order it because I forget.
no, you don't.
My wife and I refer to pepperoni as pep. We're gonna get a large pep. And every time I
I'd
go to
ask
order,
you to leave.
I go like this. I go like this. I go to order. I'm like, yeah, can I get a for delivery? Yes, I'll hold. And then I hold for like 15 minutes because they're always busy.
Who you
This is the
calling?
City. Usually Presidio Pizza. They're really good.
Oh, okay.
And then they're like, what do you want? I was like, can I get a large pepperoni pizza? My wife's like, you're an idiot. She just shakes her head. She does the wife shake.
Yeah.
The wife shake.
Oh, you know the wife shake. You all get the wife shake, even though you're not married anymore. But you get the wife shake.
My entire life is a wife shake. Have you ever
Just-
seen Cheryl look at me?
Yeah, Cheryl really does. She does.
Like, it is just a perpetually, like, why am I even with
Just-
you kind of look.
It's not even a full 180.
Yeah,
It's
just
more like
of
a 130. It's just
subtle-
this. You know, like it hit and kind of
Yeah,
Right.
boinged back.
the bowling back.
And
yeah.
then just like the Muppet walk away.
So what do you want to know about soda?
What are you guys' thoughts on it? Because obviously I love it a lot. I don't have it today, which is weird.
Yeah, of course.
This
This
is
is
weird,
like when
but
I had
what-
the Shakespeare's topic, and it was the one time I didn't have a Shakespeare's
Yeah,
class.
things happen. But like, you know, I love it. I love it a lot, and it really is one of my favorite things in life, specifically Coca Cola. Now, soda is such a big deal to me that like it's caused issues in my life.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking health related. I'm not even going to worry about that. What I'm talking about is when you go to the restaurants and you order stuff, and they're just like,
Can I get a Coke? Is Pepsi okay?
And it's just like, oh, it's really not. Like in my heart, I know it's not. I'm not one of those guys that's going to be like, no, can I get a Sprite then? Because
And then they're gonna say we don't have Sprite.
yeah, exactly. We have fucking Sierra
We have
Mist, which is
Pepsi-Cola
bullshit.
products.
But that's just so upsetting. But it's like I hate that's a thing. But it's like whatever. My biggest problem though is when you go to these places that are Pepsi establishments and you're just like Taco Bell. Man, I love you, Taco Bell, but you're breaking my balls.
They got in bed. They got in
PepsiCo
bed.
owns don't they own Taco Bell?
They
and
do,
KFC?
and that's
They
like one of the
do.
worst facts of life. Like
Yeah.
every night, it's hard for me to sleep knowing that if I go to Taco Bell, I got to go with Mountain Dew. Like that's really like my only option.
So
you
you're
know?
that guy there, not at the restaurant where
No,
you're
but
like,
at
I'll do
Taco
a
Bell,
Sprite.
no, at Taco Bell, it's you get
Yeah,
your own
self-serve.
options. Yeah, but so here's the problem though. When it's self-serve, it's like it's going to be diluted anyways. So it's like the Coke, even if it's like a Coke thing, it's really rare you get like a good tasting Coke from
Sure.
From one of those self-serves that
Right.
you get a million.
The
refills
mixes are all
from.
fucked up.
Yeah, but so Mountain Dew's usually like less people get it, so it's a little more standardized.
Concentrated.
But the Pepsi from the self-serve stuff, garbage.
Yeah.
Utter
No,
garbage.
I don't agree.
Oh,
I think
man.
obviously Coke and Pepsi totally distinguishable.
It's
from
the
one another.
rivalry for the ages.
First of all, I hate when people are like, "Oh, you can't tell the difference." Yes, you can. You can tell. I
Yeah.
can tell the difference between Pepsi and Coke just by looking at them. Nonetheless, by
Really?
yes, absolutely. Can you? Pepsi's a little darker than Coke,
I could tell by smell. Like if I smelled
smell,
both of them,
yeah.
I'd be like, no, this is totally Pepsi.
but like
this is Coke.
100 out of 100 times, I can choose between Pepsi and Coke by tasting them. And here's the other thing: is that my friend Kevin, who was on the NHL '94,
Right. He won.
yeah, he won the
Spoilers.
tournament. Back in the day, we had two different things. One was I don't remember the order that this happened. Was that they didn't think I could choose between Pepsi and Coke. It was very much like how you didn't think I could choose between Crystal and Frank's,
Right.
or whatever, and
Yeah.
I did.
Oh, you crushed it. Crushed it.
He didn't. So there was that, and then I was like, he tried to serve me this Coke that was outdated because he doesn't drink Coke and he just had like a can of Coke, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't want this, it's outdated. And he's like, you can't tell the difference between that and the real Coke, and Coke that was already open. So I was like, all right, test me. So he went and got a Coke. So we had the can of Coke that was
Poor guy's
old,
just trying to unload
the
this
2
Coke.
liter that was like a week old, and then the Coke that was brand new, and I distinguished between the three of them very easily.
Really?
Yeah. Now, I'm a huge Coke fan, but I like Pepsi too, and there are times in my life where I'm like, I'll go with Pepsi more than Coke. Like when we were at IGN, we had both in the machine, and there would be months where I'd just go get Pepsi every day for my lunch instead of Coke because I was really into it. And the bigger problem I have is this. And this might be something where Tim can talk to me about it because he really likes Mexican Coke. I think Mexican Coke, the Mexican style Coke, in other words, the real sugar Coke, the Coke that's used everywhere outside of the United States and Canada, is garbage. And I fucking can't stand it. I wouldn't drink Coke when I'm in Europe or in
I feel
Japan.
like
or
Greg and I
anything.
should just.
I was gonna say step back. Tim's about to preach. We got nothing to say here.
I
take a
fucking
step
hate
out
it.
of it.
Everyone hates their high fructose corn syrup, not understanding in the United States that it's a fucking blessing. We have so much corn that we have something very cheap to use to sweeten our drinks, which is a blessing. A lot of countries don't have that, which is why sweet things are more expensive.
Yeah, but
in
a lot of countries don't have that because it's terrible for you.
It doesn't. Sugar's bad for you too.
Yeah,
You
but
know
it's
what I
not
mean?
as bad as high fructose corn syrup.
But-
by
but-
a wide margin.
High fructose corn syrup all the way. Like the Coke, like that kind of Coke, like American Coke, is the best. When I'm in Europe, I almost want to be like, they're like, Coke, and I'm like, do you have American Coke? But I can't say that because of course they don't. Why would they have American Coke?
They just
But here we have
do the wife
options.
shake.
Yeah, I
they
know.
do
I was just about to say this entire thing is a giant wife shake moment for me, Colin. Now here's my thing. I actually agree somewhat on a much less extreme level. I don't like Mexican Coke that much. This is the big reveal, ladies
You just
and
like
gentlemen.
holding things in your hand that are long and
That's
skinny
true.
and
cold.
slightly black.
Yeah. Damn.
Well, I
Long
mean,
and
it's dark.
slightly-
It's dark. The
Yeah,
stuff
yeah,
in it's kind
yeah.
of black.
So I actually don't like them. It's more for a presentation thing to the camera. I prefer normal American Coke
Why don't you just buy the little? They sell
Get a
the
can of
bottles
Coke,
over there.
homie.
because those don't. Those
If
don't,
Coke sponsors us, we can actually let Kevin go and get a real person who can hear.
Dude, I wish.
If
Do our
Coke
sound
sponsors
engineer.
us, can we please get a new painting back here? That's us playing with the Coke fucking polar bear.
Oh my
Yeah.
god! Yeah, instead of Portello, it's just the polar
My
bear
God,
like
that's
eating us.
awesome.
Different
He's
than
like
that.
eating Kevin,
No,
and we're
this
just like,
is why
it's
we're not
so
getting
much fun."
sponsored by Coke.
I love that, but no, I actually.
bears are
So I
terrifying.
like Mexican Coke. Like, I don't
Terrifying
dislike. I
animals.
don't think it's horrible garbage.
It's garbage.
But like it's definitely not my preferred go-to thing.
Kevin
I just
knows.
like the presentation of it for the show because it looks nice.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate that. Kevin's giving me a lot of approving nods right now. Now, I didn't know Kevin was so passionate about American Coke, and it's just it's not right, but it's just what you're used to, right? People come over here.
Boy, Governor, give me one of them Cokes, will ya?
And I think that they say our Coke is way too sweet. If I remember
this is
correctly.
too sweet.
But I feel like the sweet maybe in a different way, in a more artificial way or a processed way. But I think that's what Coca Cola is all about.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's my wife always tells me this too because I'm one of those. I think the only person here that actually drinks a diet soda, and that's
my
even
God, it's an
worse
abomination.
because the difference between Pepsi and Coke is it's there, but the difference between Diet Coke and Diet Pepsi is like it's a world, as far as I'm concerned.
Oh, really?
What's better?
I think Diet Coke is
Diet
better,
Coke?
but I mean they're both not. If you're used to regular soda, Diet soda tastes like
I mean,
garbage.
diet soda
It tastes like
is
garbage.
I just can't even do it. Like
Yeah.
I just it hurts my head.
It's
to even think
yeah,
about
but like
wanting
but that's my problem is I love I love a big Diet Coke. Whenever I go to the movies, you get a big Diet Coke, big popcorn, maybe some Junior Mints, maybe some peanut butter cups.
But why are you getting the diet? See, this is the thing that's
Yep,
so.
thank
And
you.
I know I'm
Now,
going
now
to
bring
be.
up you.
here's why because everyone always
rough,
gets into
yeah.
this about like Diet Coke's worse for you than regular Coke. Aspartame is probably no one. The scary thing is no one knows what aspartame does to you yet. They're trying to link it to all sorts of messed up things that happen in your body, but they can't quite get the FDA to actually approve or like actually test it because it's so new of a thing. Like they're
I feel
testing
like
it, but they don't know.
you specifically are like the ambassador for this like aspartame smear campaign.
It's not a
because I've never
smear.
even heard of
Didn't
this
they
thing
just remove it,
until
though?
you just came out. And,
So Coke finally is starting to remove
They
a
must
lot of
know
people are
something about
starting
it.
to remove it and replace it with
Sugar.
stevia products for their diet sodas. I think is what they're trying to do because stevia is actually a natural. It's basically like sugar, but is a 0-calorie substitute if you get the right stuff. Anytime you're ingesting anything into your body that is like chemically made, it can't be good for you. High fructose corn syrup, of course, is not natural. It is actual a chemical byproduct of when you process corn, if I'm not mistaken. So that's why everyone always says, "Oh, sugar is better for you." However, you are still ingesting. If I get a regular Coke at the movie theater, that is probably an extra 600 to 700 calories.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
And that is 2 meals that you are getting. So when I get a Diet Coke, it's not because I like the taste of Diet Coke. It's because I would rather spend those calories on the popcorn and the chocolate and the sugar and all that stuff that I'm getting over here and just have something gigantic to wash it down with.
No, I appreciate that. Greg and I have often stated the problem though with, the guy.
I have the giant.
Yeah, I'm gonna
popcorn.
get the extra large popcorn and the the mints and all that and the Diet Coke.
Yeah.
It's like just fucking get the Coke. You know what I mean? Like just
it's-
live you're already living.
It's one of those
So
things
live
that
a little more.
Yeah.
where when I get
Or less
I
than
used to
I
drink
would.
and I still do drink so much soda that if I drank regular soda, I would be ingesting 2,000 extra calories. Like when I was a kid, I used to go through a 6-pack of Coke a day. I
God damn,
actually
Nick.
got to a place where I was drinking like my 7th soda. And this was in the span of like, and I'm watching like, I think I was watching Alf or something. I'm just like crushing Alf, right?
fucking getting nasty.
And I'm like,
on
God,
them
I'm gonna get
Cokes."
another soda and maybe maybe I'll top it off with like some tuna or something like that, just to kind of balance it out. And I remember looking at my hand and going like this, why is my hand shaking? Because I was actually getting the sugar shakes. And I'm like, I should probably switch to something
remember
They
different.
sound
Sleepovers.
better than wife shakes though. for
Sleepovers
sure.
when
No, the
you
wife
go,
shakes are just disapproving.
go to sleepovers and somebody have like a 24-pack and it was like your guys' mission to see how fast you could take it down. Now we've had a lot of you're over here with a lot of your anti high fructose corn syrup stuff. So I'd like to play a commercial from the Corn Refiners Association. High fructose corn syrup commercial. Party is what it's called. Oh shit, I got this one.
Wow. You don't care what the kids eat, huh? Excuse me? That has high fructose corn syrup in it. And? You know what they say about it?
Like what?
Honey.
It's that it's made from corn.
Exactly.
It's natural, and like sugar, it's fine in
It's
moderation.
not natural. It's a byproduct. It's a chemical byproduct.
Fine in moderation.
It's not fine in moderation. Well, everything's fine in moderation. Smoking cigarettes is fine in moderation.
You're in for a sweet surprise.
Ask Kevin. Heroin's fine in moderation.
No, it's not.
Clearly it isn't.
You know, methamphetamines.
Clearly that's not true.
Look, I'm not going to go too deep into this because I actually don't. I haven't done a ton of.
You're just
research
like the
on it.
lady in the commercial.
I
You're just like the lady in the commercial.
all
Yes
I know
or
is
no,
this.
Mr. Scarpino?
All I know is this: from a calorie standpoint, you are ingesting more calories if you eat high fructose corn syrup. Now, I don't know anything. I don't know what aspartame does to you because not a lot of people do. There aren't a ton of studies out there yet. Like I said, they're trying to link it to like Alzheimer's and all sorts of fucked up things that happen in your brain and
Worth it,
cancer.
man.
Like they're actually starting to like have studies that come out now that are like if you like they give aspartame to rats and within like 3 weeks
That's been
they're just
forever,
tumors.
though. That's been forever.
Well,
That's
rats
been on the sweet
rats
and low
get by the way
packages or whatever.
rats get tumors. brother's ex-wife used to get rats. She loved rats. I don't know why.
Wait,
but
instead
she
of
kept,
tumors, she got rats.
She kept them as pets. But no, within like a year, every rat would die, or maybe like 2
Of a
years,
tumor?
every rat.
Yeah,
No,
it's
they
'cause
have
we
like
fucked with
giant
the
tumors.
whole lineage of rats by just injecting with every human byproduct we could.
Well, we didn't
possibly
let them out
fucking-
into the wild. It wasn't like, okay, let's
How
make
do
this
you
mutant
know?
rat and let him go out. You think some escaped and
Yeah,
now
definitely.
rats are going to take over the
I'm pretty
world?
sure you've seen Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Oh. Do we teach him
Rat
kung
King.
fu?
Yeah,
We
remains
taught
to
him
be seen. Give it
ninjutsu?
time. Give it time.
That's
These
true.
things happen over time. I think that. Listen, soda's great, and to your point, I used to go through about a 2 liter of Coke a day when I was a kid.
I used to love
And
that.
that went on for years, and that was because I had a metabolism of like that's what I realized when I moved out here and I gained all that weight was I was just eating the same exact way my whole life, and then suddenly my metabolism just shut off.
Right.
And that's when I had to be more cognizant of it. There was a little time when I was drinking Coke Zero, which was fucking awful.
Yeah.
And then I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna have a Coke a day, if that, instead of just having a 2 liter or a
See,
couple
that's
cans.
fine. That's 180. I think it's like 220 calories.
Moderation.
But
That's totally
they say
fine.
if you cut out Coke completely, soda and probably juices of some sort, you lose a pound organically a month.
Oh, you will.
Didn't you do that?
Juices
thing?
are
Yeah,
the
no, I
worst.
mean it's a fucking fact. I
It's a
drink
fact.
an obscene amount of soda for a human being.
Let me put it to you this way, and this is how I always equate it. What liquid does your body need to
Coke.
function?
You say cum?
Coke?
Okay.
No. Your body does not
Water.
need. When we were cave people
Uh-huh.
hunting and gathering our own food, what did we ingest? Water. We had no other substitutes. It wasn't like we were mashing together oranges to make orange juice and then like purifying them and adding sugar to them. No, we need water. All our bodies need is water. Anything you're putting in it other than that from a liquid standpoint it's extraneous and it's probably just going to cause problems, but truth be told.
I'd like to think of my ancestors, my Cro-Magnon ancestors in Central Europe, just taking like an apple and like
A banana, and they're
banana
like,
and just, like,
smoothie.
just like bashing it. And there's like a time lapse photo, and then suddenly like a little juice straight out of it.
And it's like, and then like flash forward 2,000 years, and your ancestors open juice it up.
You blew my mind recently, Nick.
I do that all the time.
Well,
Tim,
yeah, you
with
do. You really
incredibly inaccurate facts.
I know. So, well, one of them that I'm not sure. I want to question you now.
Sure.
Is this accurate, or are you just trying to make a point? Because
Sure.
you often do that.
I do that. I hyperbolize for.
You
to make a
said
point.
that Coke Zero has 1 calorie, and that Diet Coke has 0 calories.
Diet Coke doesn't have any calories.
but Coke Zero has 1.
There was a Coke. No, Coke Zero doesn't have any calories. There was
because you did
there-
say it was like
No. There was a Coke Light that they tried, or Coke 10, I think is what it was, that had 10 calories, and I think they still serve it.
you said, and quote, Coke Zero actually has 1 calorie.
One of them had 1 calorie. They've been trying to figure out how to like get off aspartame, and like by doing that they've been mixing in other things and trying to figure out if like what the public will allow in their Diet Cokes. Like, is 10 calories okay? But people want 0.
Yeah.
Like diet, it's a hard fact. Like you want that to have no calories if it's a quote unquote diet product.
It tastes like shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's why
Yeah,
you
I mean it's one of those
Just
things.
drink
We could
water.
we
Tastes
have
like
Kevin. Kevin, look it up. How many? I think it's Coke 10, right?
I think it's.
Isn't it Diet Dr. Pepper 10 or
What is the?
something?
One of them has
Dr.
1
Pepper for
calorie,
man.
and it's hilarious.
Life is what that one is.
Is that life?
Oh, Coke Life. I do remember
Whoa,
Coke
green.
Life.
I will-
Yeah.
I will tell you this. Now, back in I think the 80s was really when the Coke Pepsi rivalry was coming to a head. Remember when
Sure.
they had the commercials where they were
Ray
like
the Pepsi challenge?
fucking
the Pepsi
Charles.
challenge and all that stuff, and like Coke had like the raisins. Or what were they? What was the
The
Charles
California
Was that Coke?
That was Diet Pepsi.
Was that Diet
You picked
Pepsi?
the right one, baby.
He,
Uh-huh.
he was so good.
You picked
Um,
the right one, baby. Uh-huh. I'm gonna fucking find that commercial now.
He's up against the wall, guys.
We need to cut and make sure everything's comes. The camera's coming on a little too hot.
Okay. Too hot.
So the soundboard is working excellent. So I'm gonna tweak the levels
Sure.
of the camera. I'm gonna cut this part out.
You did the right thing.
Yeah.
You did the right thing, Kevin.
Excellent.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back with better sound, maybe, or maybe it's been great the whole time.
No, I cut it when I'm gonna cut it when.
I'm talking to nobody.
That's right.
Well, maybe you should put this in after the credits so they know I was talking to him.
Okay.
Time capsule.
And hopefully, this audio will be the audio that
You'll sync it with the clap, and
Oh.
that'll be
Right.
crystal clear anyway.
Because this
Syncing
thing
with the
sounds
clap.
awesome.
Great,
Yeah, it
perfect.
sounds fantastic.
Why are you
Great.
syncing it with an
Um,
STD?
Yeah, that's weird.
What do you want us to do here?
And that's why you don't get touched. Because you can't get an STD if no one touches you.
are like a little pie
Slap
that's
on
been
the
baked
You
to
can't get an
perfection.
STD
Why don't
if
you
no
do
one
it?
touches you.
There's gonna be a delay.
I'm doing that shit.
You're gonna behind you.